Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our promoters, Conlon Boxing and Top Rank Incorporated, you're all very welcome here to the Balmoral Hotel in Belfast for the final press conference ahead of the Belfast Homecoming, an evening of championship boxing, staged outdoors in Falls Park as part of Ireland's biggest community arts festival. That's Feile and Feile. The fighting pride of West Belfast, Michael Mick Conlon, is primed after an enforced 2-year wait for a spectacular summer homecoming. And in front of fans. Mick at 122 pounds is the WBO #1 contender, and he will pit his skills against former world champion fellow Irishman TJ Doheny this Friday, August the 6th. So we'll come to that. But first, let me introduce our assembled crowd who are struggling with their microphones. Well done, guys?
No, not yet.
We're not working, right? TJ's isn't working. Let's get our audio technician.
Press the button.
1, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yes, sir, right.
Right, everybody is good to go. Let's introduce our assembled. We're crackling about that bit. Is it me?
That's not broadcast quality.
I'll just crack on. Right. Next to me, we have TJ's coach. Please give him a warm welcome to Belfast, Mr. Hector Bermudez. We go to the far left, we have the coach of Mick Conlon, World Championship trainer, Mr. Adam Booth. Going to centre, we have the director of Feile and Feile. Please welcome Mr. Kevin Gamble. Next to Kevin, we have our promoter, the CEO, the top man of Conlon Boxing, Mr. Jamie Conlon. And the two main men, the former IBF champion of the world, TJ Doheny. And the main man making his return to Belfast after 2 years, Michael Mick Conlon. So if we turn first to the promoter, Top Rank Incorporated, alongside Ireland's very own Conlon Boxing, I'm joined by the main man, Jamie Conlon. Jamie, tell us a little bit about this card, how tough it's been to put it together and what the fans can expect.
I think fans can expect potentially the best All-Irish fight in history. TJ Doheny, in my opinion, should have been unified world champion in 2018, I think. 2019. He pushed Conlon to the limit. I thought he was the winner back then, IBF champion, and should have been WBA. Against Michael Conlon, again, who is the only Irish amateur male world champion. It's probably a first, because there's no other Irish man who's ever become world champion as an amateur against a world champion professional. It's something that dreams come true for Irish boxing. These two, I believe, are two of the best boxers in the country, pound for pound. TJ's proved it in Japan, he's proved it in America. Mick has proved it all over the world at amateur level. This is his opportunity to prove it as a pro. Both of them will see this opportunity perfect for each other. TJ will see Mick as the perfect opponent to bring him back to world level. Michael will see TJ as the perfect opponent to become world champion. It makes all the ingredients for a fantastic fight, a fire fight, a great technical fight, a fight that both lads will have as much confidence going in as the other. It just adds to that reaction with itself that we are bringing Big Ten boxing back to Belfast, we're bringing live boxing back to Belfast, audiences back to Ireland. It's the hope, it's the light at the end of the tunnel for sports fans all around Ireland.
Jamie, you mentioned Belfast a couple of times there, and quite rightly, I first tasted boxing in Belfast, 2010. You were on the bill, 4-rounder against a guy, Husseinov, and once and I was hooked on Belfast. pound for pound, probably the finest boxing city in the world. Next home fight in 2 years. You're going to expect the crowd to go absolutely crazy, surely.
They've been starved of anything for, since this pandemic started. I don't know what kind of atmosphere we're going to get. I thought 2019 would never be topped, but feeling the energy through the city when we announced this card, when we announced boxing was coming back, and then the additional buzz when we announced this fight, the magnitude of the fight and the ramifications the winner will have. It's a cauldron. It will be a cauldron. I believe on Friday, the 6th of August, Belfast will be rocking, and the centre of Belfast will be the Falls Park.
Well, Jamie, we're all looking forward to it. Falls Park, part of Ireland's biggest community arts festival, Feile and Feile. We're delighted to have the director of Feile and Feile with us, Mr. Kevin Gamble. Kevin, please tell us more about the festival.
Yeah, well, first of all, Kev Mila Falter, Dan Dinya and Shaw. Anyone who's not familiar with Belfast, you're very welcome here. Great to see you back if you're returning from the last week we had in 2019. Feile and Feile, again, for anyone who doesn't know, is Ireland's biggest community arts festival. It's been going now for 34 years. We deliver over 300 events across 40 different venues across the city. But what we're probably best known for is our headline events in the Falls Park each year. And as Jamie mentioned earlier, we've been starved of headline live entertainment, live audiences for the past 18 months. And for us to have the big first event on this island in West Belfast as part of Feile and Feile, which is very much part of the DNA of the people of West Belfast and the people of this great city. And boxing, as I already say, is massive in Belfast. We love seeing fighters come here from all over the world. And what Feile is famous for is providing a academy of falcha, so a famous 1,000 welcomes to audiences where you're local from West Belfast or from the city, nationally across the island and across the world. And we've had no greater pleasure than working with Conlon Promotions and the guys in Top Rank and so on, literally since we finished the last fight last year, to make sure we could bring something of that scale back into the city. As Jamie rightfully said, I don't think there was a better atmosphere for any sport event on this island in 2019. We had hoped to do it again in 2020. Unfortunately, the pandemic came, but we've worked tirelessly over the last 18 months to make sure we have Feile happening again this year to provide live entertainment to the audiences here in West Belfast. And it's fantastic for us that the first big event back is bringing one of our local stars and local heroes, Michael Conlon, back and showcasing them to the world. I'd also like to welcome TJ and his coaches up to West Belfast and up to Feile and any of the other international boxers who've come over this year. And we very much look forward to putting on a fantastic showcase, not just of boxing, but of West Belfast to the rest of the world come Friday evening.
Kevin, thank you. We all very much look forward to it. So we turn to the boxers, but before we actually speak to the boxers, let's speak to both the trainers. And sitting right next to me, we have the trainer of TJ, Doheny. Now, TJ famously beat Belfast Carl Frampton in the Irish Elite ABAs way back in 2006. Spent all his life competing in Ireland until he turned professional. So he then moved to Australia and spent the rest of his pro life competing mainly in the Southern Hemisphere in the US. So you're over here for the first time. Hector, what do you feel about your charge fighting for the very first time in Ireland?
This is not my first time there. I was see the card. The card is pretty stacked. I like everybody that's fighting in all the matches. And my first time in Belfast was against a guy that's on the card, Big Ken. It didn't go our way, but it is what it is. I like my guy TJ in this fight. I was involved in 2 other fights. That was the first time that it was open to the public. One of them in Texas, one of them in Boston. And when the fight fans are hungry to come out, and I think this is the first time we're gonna have fans. And I have a friend in Ireland that's in the boxing business, and he told me that this fight would absolutely be the most electrifying fight that I'll be a a part of or ever been a part of. So I said, "You sure about that?" He said, "Yeah, the crowd's gonna be crazy. It's a packed crowd, and I love it. I love that TJ's a part of it. I think that he has experience in this fight, so him going to Japan, him going to LA, right? New York. So I just think my guy got the experience in this, and he'll be cool, calm, collected, know that he trained his ass off for it, and he's ready to fight.
Hector, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you both in the ring. We move to the far side to Adam Booth. Adam, now Mick has only fought twice since December 2019 when he was here with 10,000 in the ring. His twice was behind closed doors. It's very different, as you will know. Not having a crowd behind you, some boxers are just made for the crowd, and I think Mick is one of these boxers. How much does the lack of crowd affect the performance, and what do you expect on Friday night?
The crowd shouldn't affect what fighters do. What we've got here is a fight of a proven, world-class ex-champion who still is in the fight. He's not a veteran, he's not past his sell-by date, and he understands that the mistake he made in preparation coming off the loss against Baluta, it's a bit like a wounded cat. You've got to be careful, because when someone suffers something like that, you've always got to be mindful that they're going to come back and lash back much stronger than before, and that's the fight that we prepared for. A lot of respect for him. Yeah, he was an elite amateur, but he is a seasoned, well-grounded, professional southpaw with very specific assets that he makes work for him on a repeated basis. Nothing but respect for him as a fighter. And Mick's career, since he's been with me to date, has really been just a progression of him drilling things in fights that we work in the gym. So always in his fights up until now as a pro with me, it's been kind of been calling him back in certain aspects, so he can keep getting the experience and the understanding, knowing that he can win the fight comfortably because he's put down on the gas. Now the chains are off because we have essentially someone that we look at as a world champion, because the fight with Royal Man could have gone either way. And that's the level now that Mick's at. He was the elitist of amateurs, and what he's done is he's taken that grade and converted it into professional boxing and professional fighting. And this is the fight now where he doesn't have to think, he just has to do. Everything in him is drilled, understood, and comes out instinctively. TJ is the one to test that. And that's what we need to know. And this is why we're in it. We're in it because we want to know that he's the best in the world. And you can only know that if you beat the best in the world. So it's a great fight, a great matchup, with a lot of respect. Doesn't need it to be as a trash talk, just the atmosphere and the level of competition is enough for people to get total satisfaction up front.
Thank you very much, Adam. Very well said, very well said. We'll turn to TJ. So TJ, as we said, you in 2012 moved overseas and competed all of your pro life in the Southern Hemisphere. We spoke yesterday at the public workout, and I mentioned the fact that you went into Iwasa's backyard in Japan. He was the favourite 2018. You took that belt from him, and you responded and said that your best work is done when you are the away fighter, when everybody is against you. Do you believe, although this is also your Ireland homecoming, it is Mike's or Mick's homecoming, you will be the away fighter. Do you believe that will be the case on Friday? The crowd will be against you, it will spur you on to give us your best work?
First off, I just want to welcome everybody here, and thanks for turning out and showing your support for the show. Moving on to the fight. I'm coming down here, and I'm coming down as the away fighter. But everyone keeps mentioning that. And like I said yesterday, best performance of my career. Not that I've asked to be the away fighter, but the best performance of my career seems to be when I am the away fighter. And you see that the shifts I put in, I went and snatched the world title from the WhatsApp, absolutely washed Danny Roman for a good majority of the fight, and the body shots kind of got me towards the end. But yeah, I won't be fazed by the crowd here on Friday night. I'm actually excited to fight in front of the Belfast crowd because there are, and I'm not just saying it because I'm here, you guys are like the most passionate fans in the world. I'd love to have a city like this behind me. But unfortunately, I'm a bit of a road warrior. I've got to go around and just keep on upsetting the odds, you know, like I'm going to do on Friday night. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get it on.
We spoke to Mick after you were in the public workout. He was told what you said about being one of your toughest tests, but also the fact that that brings the best out of you. And Mick said that you were going to be his toughest test. However, he was sure that whatever you brought, be it gameplay A, B, C, or D, that he would work out an answer for it. What would you respond to that?
Yeah, well, look, every fighter's got to be confident going into a fight. He's not going to turn up and say, I'm going to lose Friday, is he?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so it's the same with myself, you know. I'm 100% confident in this. I back myself to the hilt. I wouldn't accept it this fight at super bantamweight if I didn't, you know. But as I say as well, you know, Michael hasn't been their most professional, and you know, there's a discrepancy there that he might be able to make 122. So I'm just in talks with my manager at the minute and my team just to see what's going to go down, and hopefully we can revoke these discrepancies and we can have a fight on Friday night.
DJ, thank you. We'll possibly get some questions from the assembled press just after we've finished here. Now, gentlemen, I've just got to tell you that when we are finished this press conference in 15 minutes' time, after that we have the undercard press conference. So you will have 15 minutes for one-to-one with the boxer, but we will have a chance to ask questions before we get to that point. We turn to the main man, to Michael Mick Conlon, two-times Olympian. Perfect professional record, 15-0, 8 KOs. 2 years since you've been in front of a crowd. You're back in the same place you were the last time you were in front of a crowd, in your home city, in Falls Park. How do you feel?
I'm delighted to be back. Thanks everybody for coming out again. It's been fantastic turnout. So I'm looking forward to Friday. It's an atmosphere which, you know, if you can bottle up and sell it, it would be worth millions of pounds. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm prepared and I'm ready to go.
We asked Adam and he gave us a very concise answer as to what you've been doing in training, how that affects your performance and what to expect at the weekend. But you're here, you're sitting with your opponent. Do you want to echo what you said to me yesterday? Whatever he brings, you will have an answer to.
100%. Listen, TJ is a very experienced fighter, a world-class fighter. He's shown that time and time again. And a guy who has kind of upset the apple cart anytime he's in someone's back garden. But this is different. It's like, you know, I know everything he has to have an answer for. He's very confident. He's a tough guy. But I believe I'm a better fighter, and I think I'll show up for the game.
The fans are expecting a fantastic night. It's maybe an unfair question, but guys like me always ask it, is it going to be a short night? Is it going to be a long night?
It will be whatever night it will be.
Good answer.
That's what I'm saying. You know, whether or not, you know, if it goes short, it goes long, I'll be victorious, and that's all I know.
Mike, thank you. Can we throw open to the press? Anybody on the floor like to ask a question? Andy?
Well, fight's been agreed upon before I even flew to the US and started my training camp. That we were going to be fighting in a 10-round contest at Falls Park.
TJ, stop bobbing.
At 122 pounds.
You're bobbing.
What's that?
Just forget it. The fight's happening, are you going to walk away?
Forget what?
Well, you're battling it, you're losing your balls. Simple as that, you're losing your balls.
I'm not
You're losing your balls. Go get another fight, fuck off.
Just trying to tell the story, that's all.
Get another story, fuck off.
Don't be getting upset now because you can't make weight.
It's not box to you, on Friday night, you'll see it.
Don't be getting upset. That's all you be doing. You have the boxing one. That's all you do is you can't crack an egg.
You can't talk about crack now, you fought your own thing Australia,
Relax,
Asia,
calm down,
fighting
son.
bums, the other guys who
Calm
fought
down,
that,
calm
they're all
down,
have to
son.
be knocked out by everybody after.
You're gonna
Calm
cry.
down Friday, you'll see.
Champ's gonna start crying. You alright, son? You wanna hug? You wanna hug, son? It's not my fault you can't make
No balls.
No balls. You're running down from 126 to 122 and you can't even make it. Who's the one with no balls? I've been all over the world improving myself. Easy now, son. Easy.
It was agreed at 124, and then when you heard it was at
When
126.
was agreed? Sunday night. Sunday night.
You agreed?
Sunday
You
night.
agreed?
Never agreed.
You agreed?
Never agreed nothing.
2 weeks ago. It was agreed.
Ah, you're full of
It was
shit.
agreed. 2 weeks ago it was agreed.
Yeah,
And
so
then
anyways,
here,
get back to
it's a
us. He's trying to cut me
126.
off.
Now you're on
There's
122.
discrepancies
No
that still
balls.
needs to be worked out. Still needs to be worked out. I've proven, he said a second ago, I've proven time and time again that I'm a world-class player around the world. So how do I have no balls? This fight we'll have to sort it out.
Gentlemen, any more questions from the floor? Before we go into one-on-ones? No? Right, well, the undercard press conference will take place in just over 15 minutes' time, say around about 1:45. We are live on Fight TV on Friday night. I'm sure Jamie will tell us a bit more about that in the second press conference, but Fight TV is where you can see this online as well as syndicated around the world and in the USA on ESPN+. On behalf of everybody on the podium, thank you very much for attending the press conference and we look forward to the weigh-in.